Alright, we're going to get the code for the two forms that we created, and we are going to place that code on our website, so on our WordPress site. Now make sure again that you have the list up here as current list, or the list that you're working on, and on the sign up forms page for the first form, if you have two, maybe you only have one, that's fine, but if you've created two, click on publish for the first one, so for the basic static form, and then click on I will install my form. Now you have two types of code. You have the JavaScript and you have the raw HTML. Now it's unlikely that you're going to need to use the raw HTML. If you have your own website, so it's hosted on your own hosting, so for example a WordPress site hosted on your own hosting that you're paying for, then there's probably no reason why you're going to need to use raw HTML. If, however, it's not your website, so you're renting a space on somebody else's website, so for example, if you're using one of the free website builders, that sort of thing, then it's possible that you might have to use the raw HTML. And another reason you might need to use the raw HTML is if you are using a content builder plugin. So for example, I do have a content builder plugin that I use called Thrive, Thrive, which allows me to create pages on my WordPress websites that look completely different to the rest of my blog. And when I'm using that plugin to create pages, I need to use the raw HTML. But most of the time, you will be able to use the JavaScript. The advantage of the JavaScript, I'm sorry if you think I'm going on here, but it's important you know this. The advantage of the JavaScript is that once it's placed on your website, you can edit this form here in Aweber as often as you like, and you never need to put the code back on your website. It will update automatically. So if you make a change to a form here in Aweber, that change is going to be reflected on your website without you needing to go ahead and get the code and go back and put it on your website again. So for all intents and purposes, JavaScript is the easiest and HTML is a bit more advanced. Alright, so let's assume that you're going to be able to use the JavaScript. Simply copy and paste this onto a notepad. And then if you have another form, so if you're also using a popover form, go back to the sign up forms page and do the very same thing here. Click on publish for your other web form. And once again, copy and paste the JavaScript snippet.